Welcome to my English podcast.
Learn, practice, and speak with confidence.
Hi everyone, welcome to my English podcast. I'm Mia, and today we have something really interesting to share with you. Have you ever wondered if you're making small mistakes in English, even though you feel pretty confident? Maybe you're speaking every day, maybe even writing, but something still feels off? Well, here's a little secret. A lot of us make simple mistakes without even knowing it, and today we're going to talk about 5 common English mistakes that people make all the time, often without realizing.
Hey there, I'm Max, and I'm really excited about today's topic because honestly, I've made these mistakes myself more than once. And it's kind of funny, right? You think you're saying something correctly, but then you find out, oops, that wasn't quite right. But don't worry. We're here to help you notice these little things so you can start speaking more confidently and naturally.
Exactly. And you know what? This isn't about being perfect. It's about learning and improving little by little. Even native speakers sometimes slip up. So don't feel bad if you hear one of these and think, oh no, I say that. We're going to guide you through each one, explain why it happens, and show you how to fix it. And as always, we're not alone. We've got the amazing Mrs. Tina with us today. She always helps us understand things in such a simple, friendly way. Hi, Mrs. Tina.
Hi, Mia. Hi, Max. And hello to all our lovely listeners. It's great to be here again. I'm really looking forward to today's chat because I meet so many learners who are doing their best, but these little mistakes sometimes hold them back. The good news is, once you know about them, you can start to change the way you speak, and that can make a big difference in your confidence.
I'm so glad you said that, Mrs. Tina. I think we sometimes get too focused on big grammar rules, and we forget that it's the small things like everyday mistakes that can really affect how natural we sound.
Totally. Okay, let's jump right in. What's the first mistake that people often make without realizing?
All right, let's start with something super common. Have you ever heard someone say, he don't know, or she don't like it? That's our first mistake. It's a small thing, but instead of saying don't with he, she, or it, you need to say doesn't.
Oh yes, I've heard that a lot. And honestly, I've done it too when I was just starting to learn English. It's easy to think that don't works with everyone, right? But actually, it changes with the subject.
So just to be clear, with I, you, we, and they, we say don't. Like, I don't like pizza, or they don't know the answer. But with he, she, and it, we say doesn't. Like, he doesn't like pizza, or she doesn't know the answer.
Exactly, Mia. And it's something that becomes easy with a little practice. Let me give you some quick examples. Cross mark, he don't understand the question. White heavy check mark, he doesn't understand the question. Cross mark, she don't have a pen. White heavy check mark, she doesn't have a pen. Cross mark, it don't work. White heavy check mark, it doesn't work. And here's a tip. When you're speaking, just pause for a second when you want to say don't or doesn't, and think about who you're talking about. That tiny pause can help you say it right.
That's a great idea. Sometimes just giving yourself that little moment to think can make all the difference. And I think once you start noticing it, it becomes automatic. Like, you'll hear it in your head. He doesn't, not he don't.
Let's do a quick practice with everyone listening. I'll say a sentence and you try to fix it. Ready? Okay, she don't like ice cream. What should it be?
Got it. It should be, she doesn't like ice cream.
Perfect. One more for fun. He don't want to come. Yes, that's right. He doesn't want to come. Well done.
All right, I think that one's feeling good now. Let's move on to another mistake, and I know this one gets a lot of people. It's about questions. Sometimes people say, where you are going, or what she is doing. And while it sounds okay at first, in English, the word order is actually different when we ask questions, right?
Yes, we need to switch the words around. So instead of where you are going, we say, where are you going? The verb comes before the subject in questions.
Exactly, Max. In English, when you ask a question, the helping verb comes first, followed by the subject. So we say, where are you going? What is she doing? Why are they late? And when you say it correctly, it just sounds more natural and easier to understand.
Let's do some practice together. I'll say the wrong question and you try to fix it. What you are doing. That's right. What are you doing? Why she is sad. Correct. Why is she sad? Where they are going. Exactly. Where are they going?
You're all doing so well. And this is a mistake that just takes some listening and speaking practice to get right. Next time you ask a question, just think verb first, then subject.
And if you want to make it fun, try listening to your favorite English shows or songs and notice how they ask questions. You'll hear this pattern again and again, and soon it'll feel totally normal.
Okay, we've got one more mistake to talk about before we take a breath, and this one always surprises people because it seems so small. It's when people say, I am agree. Now that sounds like it should be okay, but actually we just say, I agree.
That's right, Mia. In English, agree is a verb that doesn't need am, is, or are in front of it. You just say, I agree. Here are some examples. Cross mark, I am agree. White heavy check mark, I agree. Cross mark, she is agree with you. White heavy check mark, she agrees with you.
So it's like saying I know or I believe. You don't say I am no, right? It's just the verb.
Exactly. And the same goes for think, believe, hope. You don't need am with those verbs either. It's just I think, I believe, I hope, and of course, I agree.
Let's practice. Max, you say a sentence the wrong way, and I'll fix it.
Okay, I am agree with your idea.
I agree with your idea.
Perfect. One more. She is agree that we should leave now.
She agrees that we should leave now. Got it?
Wonderful. And for everyone listening, just remember, agree stands alone. Keep practicing it, and soon it will feel natural.
You know, the more we talk about these, the more I realize how these little mistakes are just habits we pick up, right? Like, no one tries to say, I am agree on purpose. It's just something that feels right until we hear the correct way a few times.
Exactly. And I think that's true for this next one too. I hear people say more better all the time. And at first it sounds like it makes sense. I mean, if something is good and then it's better, then maybe more better sounds like it should be extra good, right?
Oh yes, Mia, that's such a common one. I hear people say, this is more better than that, or I feel more better today. But actually, better is already a word that shows comparison. It already means something is more good, so we don't need to add more to it.
So we just say better, not more better.
That's right. Think of better as doing all the work for you. It already tells us that one thing is an improvement over another. So instead of this phone is more better, you just say this phone is better. Simple.
Let's give a few more examples to make this really clear. Cross mark, I feel more better now. Check mark, I feel better now. Cross mark, his idea is more better than mine. Check mark, his idea is better than mine.
Exactly. And there are a few other words that work the same way. Worse is one. You don't say more worse, just worse. Like, today's weather is worse than yesterday.
And farther, right? Like, that place is farther away.
Yes. Good one, Max. So here's a quick list for everyone. Good, better, bad, worse, far, farther, or further. You don't need more in front of any of these. Just the word itself is enough.
So basically, if the word already ends in like better, worse, taller, smarter, we don't use more?
Exactly. That's such an easy rule to remember. If it ends in drop the more.
Let's test it. Okay, Mia, what about this sentence? She is more taller than her brother. Right or wrong?
Oh, that's wrong. It should be, she is taller than her brother. No need for more.
Perfect. And for everyone listening, start noticing when you hear or say things like more better or more taller. Just pause and try to use the correct form instead. It takes practice, but soon you'll catch it before it happens.
And now there's one more mistake I really want to talk about because I think it confuses almost everyone at some point. It's about since and for. I know I struggled with this when I started learning, and I know a lot of people do too.
Yes. It's tricky, right? Because in some languages, there's only one word for both. but in English, they mean different things. Like I used to say, I've lived here since 5 years, and I thought it sounded fine.
That's a perfect example, Max. So here's the difference. We use since when we talk about when something started, a specific point in time, and we use for when we talk about how long something has been happening, a period of time.
Okay, so since is like a date or a time, and for is like a length of time.
Exactly, Mia. Let's look at some examples. Since 2018 for 5 years, since Monday for 3 days, since 9 o'clock for 2 hours. So if you say, I've lived here since 2018, that's correct. And if you want to say how long you've lived there, you say, I've lived here for 5 years.
Let me try. We've been friends since 10 years. Is that correct?
Not quite. It should be, we've been friends for 10 years. Because 10 years is a length of time, not a starting point.
And if I say, I've worked here for 2015, that's wrong too, right?
Yes, it should be, I've worked here since 2015. Because 2015 is the time when it started.
So if I can answer, when did it start? I use since. And if I can answer, how long? I use for.
That's a great way to remember it, Max. Let's do a quick round for our listeners. I'll say a sentence, and you decide if it should be since or for. I've known her 5 years. They've been here last night. She's lived in London 2010. We've waited an hour. Let's check. I've known her for 5 years. They've been here since last night. She's lived in London since 2010. We've waited for an hour.
That's so helpful. I think this one really clicks once you start noticing how it's used in real life. Like when you listen to English songs or watch movies, just try to catch the since and for and see if you can tell why they used them.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about getting it perfect every time. The more you listen, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And you're already making great progress just by being here with us today.
Yes. And I love how these small changes can make such a big difference in how we sound. Just fixing these tiny things helps us feel more confident and more connected when we talk to others.
Totally. And for everyone listening, we've covered so much already, but don't feel like you have to remember everything all at once. Maybe just pick one thing from today's chat, like using doesn't instead of don't with he, she, or it. Or maybe just focus on getting since and for right. Take it step by step.
That's exactly how you grow. Step by step. Every time you catch one of these mistakes and fix it, you're becoming a better English speaker. And we're so proud of you for sticking with us and learning together.
Something that really helps me remember all these things is just listening to myself speak, like being more aware of the words I'm using. I think we often just talk and don't really notice the small things until someone points them out.
That's such a good point. And sometimes, just slowing down a bit when we speak can help us avoid these little mistakes. When we try to speak fast, we sometimes forget to think about the words we're using. But if we take our time, we can catch ourselves. Like, wait, did I just say he don't? Oops, it's he doesn't.
Exactly, Mia. Speed isn't everything. Speaking slowly and clearly is much better than rushing and making mistakes. It also helps the person listening to understand you better. And here's something simple everyone can try. Pick just one sentence every day and say it slowly 5 times. Focus on getting it right. Maybe it's she doesn't like tea, or I agree with you. Say it out loud, listen to yourself, and feel the words. That little habit can make a big difference over time.
I love that. And it's easy, right? Just one sentence a day. You don't need hours of study. Just small, simple steps.
And another thing I like to do is record myself. Sometimes, when you hear your own voice, you notice things you didn't realize while speaking. Like, maybe you'll hear that you said more better and think, oh, I need to fix that next time.
Yes, recording yourself is a great way to learn. And you don't have to share it with anyone, it's just for you. It's like holding up a mirror to your English. And the more you hear your own voice, the more comfortable you become with speaking.
You can even turn it into a fun challenge. Like, record yourself talking about your day in English. Just 1 or 2 minutes. Then listen and try to find one thing you could improve.
Or do it with a friend. You could help each other spot mistakes kindly and practice together. Sometimes it's easier to notice things in someone else's speaking too, and you learn both ways.
Absolutely. Learning with a friend is always helpful. You support each other and it becomes more fun. And remember, it's not about pointing out every little thing, but just gently helping each other grow.
And speaking of growing, I think it's so important to celebrate small wins. Like, if today you remembered to say, I agree, instead of, I am agree, that's a win. Or if you used since and for correctly even once, that's something to be proud of.
Yes, learning a language isn't just about big changes. It's about lots of little steps. Every mistake you fix, every new word you use, every time you feel just a bit more confident. That's progress.
And progress is what matters, not perfection. You're doing amazing just by listening, practicing, and caring about your English. Keep that in mind every day.
Before we finish today, maybe we can share a few quick tips that our listeners can use daily to keep improving without feeling overwhelmed?
Great idea. I'll start with one. Listen to English every day, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. A podcast, a song, a short video. Just hearing the rhythm and words helps your brain get used to it.
And mine is, talk to yourself in English. I know it sounds funny, but it works. Like when you're cooking, think, now I'm cutting the vegetables, or I like this music. It builds your speaking confidence.
I love those tips. And here's one more, read out loud. Take a short paragraph from a book or an article and read it slowly, paying attention to how the words feel. It helps with pronunciation and fluency.
These are all so simple but powerful. And if you do just one of them today, you're already getting better.
And we hope today's conversation helped you notice some of those little mistakes that sneak into everyday English. Now you know them, you can catch them, fix them, and feel more confident.
Yes, and remember, it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep believing in yourself.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, friends. If you enjoyed this episode, why not share it with someone else who's learning English? Maybe you can help each other grow together.
And if you'd like us to talk about something special in the future, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, take care, keep practicing, and remember, every small step brings you closer to your goal.